Hi guys, thank you for coming back to my channel today. Happy New Year. Hope your 2019 is going wonderfully so far. So tonight I wanted to show you my nighttime routine. And these are all things that I have been doing lately and a few things that I want to start incorporating more of in the new year. So basically, when the evening starts, what I tend to do is fill up my Yeti water bottle with some water, ice water. I love the Yeti because it keeps the water really cold for a long time. One thing that I want to start doing more of in the new year is drinking water. I believe that the average recommended amount of water that we should drink per day is around 8-ounce glasses, which is about 64 ounces, so that's ideal. And my Yeti holds about 30 ounces, so if I wake up in the morning and fill it and drink that throughout the day, and then I fill it again in the evening and drink that throughout the evening before bed, that is just about the amount of water that we should be drinking every day. And I usually have an apple every single day, sometimes more. I usually have one in the morning, but I also like to have one in the evening quite often. If not an apple, some kind of fruit. I think it's really nice to have in the evening, typically as the last thing that you eat. And I do this pretty early in the evening, usually around 7 or so, so that I'm not eating right before bed, but I like to just kind of round off everything I've eaten in the day with a piece of fruit, because I love fruit. So I'm having an apple. Then I go to turn on my diffuser. I love using the diffuser. Honestly, I usually don't even put any essential oils in it, but I love the sound and the light, and I find that it's probably good for the air in the winter, especially when it's so dry. I've replaced my fan with the diffuser, which I've been loving because it doesn't blow dust around. Instead, it just kind of hydrates the air and is really nice and peaceful sounding. It just brings good energy. So I usually run that almost all the time. So I turn it on in the evening. And then I like to tidy up for like 10 minutes or so every single day. I know a lot of people who do a lot of their cleaning like once a week, maybe on Sundays. And I like to do some bigger things on Sundays as well. But I just find like 10 minutes a day, if I turn on my timer for 10 minutes and I just go, and you'd be surprised how much you're able to get done in 10 minutes if you're doing it every day. It's like you'll just always have a clean space, and having a clean and organized and tidy space is just so good for your mind as well, and you'll be able to get so much more done and feel more refreshed. So that's the kind of vibe that I want, especially this year. So I'm making sure to tidy up every single day or night for about 10 minutes, and it makes me feel so much better after. So usually almost every night I watch some ASMR videos. Partially for relaxation, to help me get tired in the evening, but also to do some research for videos of my own. I like to do a lot of testing to see what I really enjoy and then try and incorporate that in my videos. So that's like really fun research for work when you get to just watch ASMR videos every night. I really enjoy doing that. And then usually after I watch, YouTube, I've been sitting down for a while, I like to do a little stretch, 5 to 10 minutes, like nothing serious, but I like to do kind of a full body stretch. And I feel like that just really helps me get winded down for bedtime, and I feel more loose, not so tight after maybe being wound up the whole day. So I like to stretch in the morning when I have time, but especially at night I particularly enjoy it, and I would recommend that everyone does it, because as long as you keep stretching, even when you get older, if you keep doing it, you will be flexible, limber for a long, long time. Something I've been doing lately over the past couple months or so is time blocking. And I do this when I plan for the next day. So every night I get out my planner and I make a list of what I need to do the next day. And after I know everything that I need to do, I choose within what time blocks I'm going to do everything. So that is really, really helpful, I find personally, in making sure that I actually get the things done that I say I'm going to do. Because I think we all have times where we have an item on our to-do list that we just don't want to do. We put it off until last and we end up not having time to do it. And then you bring it forward to the next day and then the same thing happens. So I would recommend this for everybody, because I think you're so much more likely to actually do what you plan to do when you know exactly what time you're supposed to do it. So just choose a time when you're going to do everything. Allow yourself ample time. To be honest, I would allow yourself 2 or 3 or 4 times, as long as you think it's going to take for you to do it, because things always come up almost without fail. So it's definitely a good idea to allow yourself extra time so you don't get overwhelmed. And if you finish something early, then that's just free time for you, or starting your next task early. It's totally up to you. So I love to do that the night before, plan for the next day. And I also try and write something every single day. This is something I want to do even more in the new year. Other than just my planning for the day, I try and write something that has meaning to me. It doesn't have to be anything special. It could just be writing down my thoughts, writing down my feelings today, what happened. It could be some goals that I want to set, something I want to research, something new I want to learn about, something I've really been enjoying lately, want to get back into, something I miss. It could really be anything. But I just want to make sure that I write something just to get some ideas and thoughts out of my mind and onto paper. I find that helps so much in feeling less overwhelmed, less stressed, just clearing the mind a little bit, taking those things that are buzzing around in your head, putting them on paper, and then letting them go. It really helps to feel refreshed and relaxed in my experience. Then I try and just have a little bit of tech-free time every night just to reflect. Definitely want to work on this more in the new year as well. I want to make more time to reflect on the day while I'm awake. Create time for that rather than end up thinking about it while I'm trying to fall asleep instead of actually falling asleep. I think it's nice to set aside a part of my day or evening to just think and reflect, and we're just like go, go, go all the time, every second of the day, and we don't take many breaks. We don't really press pause very often to kind of think about and take in everything that we experienced, and I think that's something really important and healthy to do. So that's kind of my version, I guess, of meditation. I like to do some guided meditation, but then some unguided, just to sit there and kind of think about everything or think about nothing, and usually, I guess, a combination of the two. And then I like to read. I really like to read right before bed as often as I can. It helps you get really tired, I find, and fall asleep on time. And it's just a super healthy thing to do, I think, and it can be really addicting, but it's really good for you, and it helps me stay on my sleep schedule, because if I'm about to go, I should go to bed soon, but I'm not really that tired yet, I'll sit down and start to read and fall asleep really quickly, 99% of the time. And I also want to read more in 2019 and be on my phone less, as I told you guys before. I'm loving that screen time feature on the iPhone. I look at that daily, and I've been able to cut down in the past couple of weeks my screen time by quite a bit, which is really good, and I'm going to keep working towards having even less time on my phone. So that is everything that I do before bed as of late. I'm really, really, really into the New Year's resolutions, especially this year. I think there are a lot of people who maybe don't think that they're necessary or think it's dumb to have a New Year's resolution. I think that anything that gives you some motivation to better yourself as a person is a good thing. So I'm taking it seriously, and any suggestions that you have, just please let me know in the comments. Any of your resolutions, anything that you'd suggest that I could improve on for my channel or just life in general, I would love to know. Please let me know, and good luck with all of your resolutions for this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you really soon.